The funeral took place exactly at 4:44 in the afternoon. Church bells across Black Hollow rang in perfect synchronization without delay. Elias Mercer stood beside his father's fresh grave in silence. Mourners avoided eye contact as heavy rain soaked the cemetery grounds. Fear of time itself outweighed their fear of death in this town. They left quickly without offering comfort or words. Every wristwatch ticked in perfect harmony across the burial field. A young boy's watch suddenly stopped for a brief moment. His mother slapped his hand while whispering terrified prayers. Elias had not returned to Black Hollow for 15 years. The town remained unchanged beneath fog and crooked buildings. Even time itself seemed trapped within its borders. At the center stood a massive bronze statue of Silas Vale. The legendary clockmaker was said to control time itself. Bronze gears surrounded the statue's base. A giant pocket watch hung from the statue's outstretched hand. Local legends claimed it governed every clock nearby. Elias remembered those stories from his childhood. Before his death, Elias's father sent a warning letter. It contained only 6 words written in trembling ink. "Do not let the statue stop moving." Thunder rolled across mountains surrounding the isolated valley town. Elias unlocked his father's abandoned riverside workshop slowly. Dust and silence filled every corner of the room. Hundreds of broken clocks covered the walls like dead insects. The smell of rusted oil and decay filled the air. Nothing inside had moved for years. One small clock still ticked beside the dusty workbench. All other clocks remained frozen at exactly 11:59. A cracked photograph rested beneath it. The photo showed Elias, his father, and a shadow figure. The figure had no visible face in the image. The workshop lights flickered violently overhead. Elias checked his phone as midnight approached rapidly. The digital screen froze completely without warning. Outside, the town fell into unnatural silence. Suddenly, every church bell rang 12 times simultaneously. The sound shook the entire workshop structure violently. Screams echoed from distant streets. Elias rushed outside into thick, rolling fog. Residents gathered around the statue in terrified silence. Every clock spun backward uncontrollably. A crack opened across the statue's bronze chest surface. Steam hissed outward like a living breath. The crowd dropped to their knees. A blood-covered brass key fell onto wet stone ground. Elias picked it up without hesitation. All clocks in town stopped instantly. Deep beneath the ground, something enormous began to move. A slow heartbeat echoed through underground tunnels. The town felt suddenly hollow. Morning arrived and clocks resumed synchronized ticking again. The brass key remained warm in Elias's hand. Something inside it pulsed faintly. The town moved with unnatural precision and repetition. People crossed streets at identical timed intervals. Birds froze mid-air on wires. Elias searched his father's office for answers. Old charts covered walls with time anomaly records. A journal entry caught his attention. It read, "Silas Vale feeds the clock beneath us." The ink looked scratched deeply into paper fibers. Elias felt cold dread rising. The workshop suddenly shook with underground metallic groaning. Every clock snapped to noon simultaneously. Something large moved below the earth. An elderly baker collapsed screaming near the statue. He claimed he lost an entire hour again. Blood leaked from his ears. His body aged rapidly within seconds before witnesses. Residents dragged him away in panic. Nobody questioned what happened. Warnings spread telling Elias to leave immediately. Fear controlled every voice in town. Even sunlight felt unstable. The statue emitted faint steam from hidden cracks. Its minute hand was missing completely. Elias studied it carefully. At 1:13 a.m., every clock stopped suddenly. Cold silence filled the workshop. Even breathing felt frozen. Footsteps scraped outside across gravel slowly. Elias stood completely still, listening. The sound circled the building. Time jumped violently to 2:13 a.m. Screams erupted across the town. Reality felt broken. Morning revealed chaos and destruction everywhere. Smoke rose from several collapsed buildings. Streets were covered in ash. Shops stood open with untouched, rotting meals. No one remained inside. Silence dominated every corner. The baker appeared again, aged decades overnight. His hair turned completely white. His mind was fractured. He grabbed Elias desperately and shook him. He spoke about faceless shadows in time. then collapsed, coughing black blood. Elias discovered a hidden underground hatch. He opened it slowly with trembling hands. Darkness stretched below. Ancient tunnels resembled veins beneath dead earth. Walls pulsed with strange carved symbols. Air smelled metallic. Steam poured from rusted broken pipes everywhere. Distant grinding echoed endlessly. Something massive operated below. A sealed chamber contained blueprints of Silas Vale. His signature covered ancient designs. Machines filled the drawings. At its center stood an iron clock tower mechanism. Human teeth replaced traditional numbers. 13 hours marked its face. Old journals described failed corrections across generations. Townspeople vanished during time resets. Reality fractured repeatedly. Workers mentioned an ancient entity beneath the town. It demanded stolen time continuously. Silence was its prison. Lantern light flickered as footsteps approached nearby. Elias heard his father's voice clearly. Warning echoed through darkness. "Do not let midnight arrive," whispered the voice. The bell above rang 13 times. Metal vibrations shook tunnels. Clara appeared suddenly from the shadows behind him. She was the town librarian. Her eyes showed fear. She confessed following Elias secretly for days. Her brother vanished during a time loss. She never stopped searching. Together they studied the hidden mechanical blueprints. A shaft led beneath the statue. Heart mechanism revealed. They climbed narrow ladders through shaking tunnels. Steam burst from cracked walls. Gears rotated beneath. A hidden keyhole appeared inside bronze structure. The brass key fit perfectly. Clara begged him. Elias inserted the key carefully into mechanism. Loud metallic screams echoed instantly. Statue opened slowly. Inside revealed a massive clockwork heart engine. Black oil leaked everywhere. A red core pulsed. Silas Vale revealed stolen years powered it. Townspeople unknowingly fed the machine. Time was currency. The mechanism suddenly weakened and skipped beats. Lights dimmed across core. Something stirred below. A corpse outside aged into dust instantly. Midnight rot spread rapidly. Time collapsed locally. Buildings decayed, then restored repeatedly. Reality malfunctioned completely. Fear consumed town. Church filled with terrified praying citizens. Bells rang without control. Darkness entered inside. Shadow figures walked between pews silently. People screamed and fled. Bodies collapsed everywhere. Fog outside showed floating faces whispering names. Clara heard her brother. She froze. Statue cracked, releasing black fluid streams. Underground gears shattered violently. Earth trembled hard. Residents aged into dust on streets. Others repeated endless loops. Time broke further. Silas Vale journal revealed final warning. Midnight would fully escape. Nothing could stop it. The clock struck midnight everywhere simultaneously. Reality screamed in response. Space distorted violently. The heart mechanism failed rapidly underground. Oil flooded broken gears. Core flickered, dying. Hidden compartment revealed sacrificial blade. Final instructions demanded human lifespan. Choice was inevitable. Elias understood his father's secret burden. Someone always fed the machine. Now it was him. Earth split open with monstrous force. Screams echoed everywhere above. Chaos consumed town. Elias stepped onto vibrating core platform. Heat burned through metal. He prepared sacrifice. Blade cut his hand deeply. Blood activated glowing core. Power surged violently. Life force drained rapidly from him. Memories blurred instantly. Age accelerated. Hair turned white within seconds. Pain overwhelmed every sense. Time left him. Machine roared back to life violently. Energy flooded underground system. Balance restored briefly. An enormous eye opened beneath Earth. Endless darkness stared upward. Reality bent. The mechanism sealed creature again forcefully. Metal jaws locked tight. Silence returned. Town clocks stopped simultaneously everywhere. Midnight vanished completely. Calm followed. Morning light returned weakly over ruins. Survivors emerged cautiously outside. Confusion filled air. Statue remained cracked but stable. Heart still beat below. Eternal prison. Clara saw Elias aged and broken. She wept silently nearby. Loss understood. Deep beneath town heartbeat continued slowly. Darkness remained contained, barely alive. Fog returned slowly across streets again, warning of future cycles. Nothing truly ended. Brass key slowly decayed in dust, its purpose fulfilled. Time unstable. Clocks randomly stopped across town again. Synchronization was gone. Freedom uncertain. Final journal revealed hidden failsafe truth. Seal required eternal guardian. Sacrifice complete. Silver key appeared inside broken mechanism. Final control activated. Fate decided. Elias activated final failsafe system. Machine accepted him fully. Transformation began. His body merged with machinery core. Human form disappeared. He remained. Silence covered entire black hollow. No clocks synchronized again, only heartbeat. Dawn rose over cursed, empty town. Shadows moved slowly below. Time watched. Elias became living part of mechanism, eternal keeper of time, never ending.